Oh, sorry about that. Didn't realise it started so soon. Anyway, right. In fact, to be fair, before I start talking, right, I just want to show you something. That's the size of the cup of tea I have. Yeah, baby. Anyway, right. Pretty much, I just thought I'd do a nice little motivational talk. Well, it might motivate you. It might not. Just a few thoughts popped through my mind, and I thought, hey, I think I'll share those, as I like to do now and again. So yeah, so pretty much, if it's one thing I've learned in my life, it's that no matter where you go or what you do, you're the one that goes there, and you're the one that does what you do, pretty much. So your whole life revolves around you. Now, that's not me saying you're the centre of the universe, right? Because you're not, you know. Time will continue without you, so in the end, it's never been about you. Yeah, not as an individual person anyway. You know, you can die today, but the world will still move. It's not about you, it's about what you do. Do you know what I mean? Oh, pardon me. Cup of tea's coming back at me. So yeah, think about all the greats of the past that have ever achieved anything in particular to improve the welfare of humanity. As an individual, they're not around anymore. However, their insights, their thoughts, their influence definitely carries on. Definitely carries on. Like, you've only got to look back at like things like Confucius, Buddha, Jesus. I don't know if Jesus was a real person, but for the sake of saying so, because some people believe that to be the case, I don't even know if Buddha or Confucius are a real person. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't born then. I can't go back in time and say, yeah, these people were definite factual people, but no matter who they were, it doesn't matter. Like, they're not even around anymore, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, but what they said definitely had a positive influence on the world at large. Albeit some people have degraded that, and like Chinese whispers, messages have been changed, and it's got all a bit confused. But still, essentially, they improved humanity to a higher degree. So yeah, so no matter where you go or what you do, you're the one that goes there, and you're the one that does it, right? So the quality of your life, right, depends upon you as a person, depends upon the way you perceive life, the actions that you do, and also the openness of your emotions to whatever comes at you, pretty much. Because unfortunately these days the majority of people put on an act. They put on an act. Do you know what I mean? They're acting like something they're not. You've only got to look at people in the media, like celebrities, glamour models, all that kind of thing. They're all out for attention. I mean, even me, right here, right now, right, there's a certain degree, but this is me being genuine honest, there's a certain degree of me kind of wanting some kind of attention so I can put out a message. So what I'm doing now is not completely selfless, right? It's still tainted a little bit with some kind of egotistical want for attention. Just so I mean, the only difference is I can admit that, right? Because I can feel it, and I'm experiencing that as a reality. Yeah, these other people are absolutely consumed by it. They're completely lost. Do you know what I mean? You got like people like Miley Cyrus going, "Oh yeah, I'm just doing me." Are you? Are you just doing you, or are you just putting on a massive act, acting like something you're not, trying to get attention? Pretty much, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're all massive attention seekers. So like the openness of your emotions, like you have to be genuinely honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, like a lot of people, like especially when it comes to the whole positive thinking kind of stuff, they're all like, yeah, think positive, think positive. Yeah, that's all well and good, but if you're not happy, you're not happy, right? If you're not happy, you're not happy for a reason, right? So there's usually some kind of, there's a reason for it, and usually the reason is a twofold cause, right? It's the person themselves is not happy with aspects about themselves, or they don't perceive the positive things because they're stuck in some kind of negative mental and emotional state, and obviously the outward circumstances isn't to their liking. So I'm not going to lie, right? Their life is never going to get better until they're genuinely open with themselves and they address those causes which are making them unhappy. yeah, both within and without, because it's never going to change unless you change it, pretty much. So yeah, and the quality of your thoughts, like at the minute, I'm trying to start up this little personal training business. Now that originally started as a thought. I thought one day, do you know what? I want to get into personal training and start my own business. And then I started doing the actions to make it a reality. Do you know what I mean? Cause and effect, as in cause starts with the thought, effect is the actions that you do. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want something, if you're hungry, you get a thought or a feeling, oh, I feel hungry now, so then you go get yourself something to eat. So your actions carried on from the thought and feelings that you had. Do you see what I mean? Like the nature of cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. Every effect has a cause. Do you know what I mean? You can't separate them. They're one and the same thing. Or yeah, guided impulses. If you see what I mean. So yeah, so like people's. So if you want a better life, one, you have to be a better person. Yeah. Look at gangsters. Yeah. Especially like the new age gangsters that they got. These little black boys, as we say in England, little rude boys that think they're something special, trying to be more than they are, trying to be the new like mafia or whatever. I mean, even the mafia people, like the reality of it is if these people end up either dead, in jail, or they live a life full of negativity, which they bring upon themselves. Because in reality, they do everything which ends them either dead, in jail, or brings negative drama, majority of it pointless negative drama, which they need not have caused, on themselves. Who the hell wants that in life? Realistically, it's basic cause and effect. If you want positive things in life, you do positive things. If you want negative things in life, then you do negative things. Why you'd want negative things in life, I don't know, but some people do those things. Unfortunately though, it's because they don't know any better. If they did know better, then they'd probably do it. I'd like to think. Not everyone does though. Some people try to block it out because they just feel like they can get away with doing such things. And then eventually, after having the same experience, getting too many slaps around the face, do you know what I mean? They wake up a little bit and realise, oh, maybe I should sort my act out. Do you know what I mean? And some people have got to hit rock bottom in order to get the motivation to pick themselves back up again. It's just swinging a pendulum. It goes too far one way, they have to go too far that way to start going the other way. So I mean, not everyone has to, but some people definitely do. That's something I've noticed anyway. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so pretty much like in terms of motivation, like your true potential, right? Humanity doesn't really understand what it is, and I'll give you an idea of how, like I said, thoughts and actions create what you want in life, right? Every night you go to sleep, right, you subconsciously create your own reality out of the substance of your own mind, and that is what we call dreaming, right? So hold on a minute, right? If you can subconsciously create your own reality out of the substance of your own mind, right? Now I'm not gonna lie, have you ever been to school to learn how to do that? Do you know what I mean? Little babies do it, right? No, just a natural thing that you do, right? So if you can create that, like, one, how creative must you really be deep down? And two, how intelligent must you be? Because if you can just automatically do that without going to school to learn how to do it, wow, that's pretty intelligent, isn't it? So do you see how the majority of people don't really understand their own true mental potential? So I mean, now whether you can manifest that, what they call, manifesting that, is another thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I have got, like, personally, I've got a great imagination, right? But I've got the drawing ability of a 3-year-old. Yeah, I can't draw. Stick men, like, honestly, stick men are still a problem for me, right? Because I never developed that skill. So it's not to say that I haven't got the imagination up here, though. Do you know what I mean? The difference between someone who's good at drawing, actually two differences. Someone who's a really great artist is, one, they've got the imagination there. Everyone's got the imagination there, right? But they have particularly refined it, yeah. And they've got the physical skill. If you don't have the physical skill, then you can't do it. Do you know what I mean? Like a musician, you might be able to hear absolute beautiful symphonies in your head, create them, but if you can't play a musical instrument, do you know what I mean? You're not, you can't share that with anyone. It's just stuck up here. Likewise, yeah, pretty much. I feel that's a good example. So if you ever want to make the most out of your life, know that deep down you've got the potential to. However, you're going to have to put a little bit of effort to refine yourself through self-discipline and maybe learning things, developing physical, mental and emotional skill to what they call manifest that. So to get that out in the open and to share people in the material world. So it's not just stuck up here. It becomes actual, an actual factual experience, pretty much. And everyone's got that potential. Do you know what I mean? Even little kids. Even think of the stupidest person you know. Could be the most ignorant, racist, whatever. Do you know what I mean? They haven't got. These people look as though they haven't got a clue about anything. Yet they can still subconsciously create their own reality every night when they go to sleep. Do you know what I mean? They can still, do subconscious. You know what I mean? The human body, right? You are manipulating the human body right now, right? So, and you probably, if you've gone to school, you've learned scientifically how you can do it, right? Do you know what I mean? Like through our personal training courses, going to uni and that, I've learned a fair degree about the human body. I don't know everything, in terms of conceptual thinking. Not that you need to, really, because it does it automatically, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Whether you know how you breathe or not, you just automatically make yourself breathe. Which says to me that, one, you've got more natural ability than you give yourself credit for, and also you're more intelligent naturally than you give yourself credit for. But then that also points aside is, if that is the case, right, what part of you doesn't know how you do these things? Do you see? Because if you don't have to go to school to learn how to subconsciously create your own reality in a different state of mind, then who are you that doesn't know how you do that? If anything, that's the limitation, is it not? That false identification with that limited thing, that's a limitation. Do you know what I mean? In fact, most of it is, like I say with terms of celebrity, is this an act? They're identifying with an act. If you can become something, that's not originally what you were. You see what I mean? Especially in terms of personality, the majority of people are completely confused. Like, I don't know who I am. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Who doesn't know who they are, right? Can your personality change? Yeah, like my personality changes. I know it does. I'm completely aware of it. When I talk to different people, my personality is always changing. Yeah, in different situations, I act differently. It's just an inevitable thing. Everyone does. I talk to my parents differently than I talk to my friends. Do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna go. Oh, do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna talk to my mum. Yo, what's up, mum? What's going on? You're right, yeah? Sweet. Safe. Not that I talk like that. I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean? That's not how I talk to my mum. Well, sometimes, unless I'm being a bit cheeky. Sorry about me, but do you see what I mean? So yeah, personality is always changing. However, if you can witness your personality changing, and you can actively change your personality, yeah, you can't be your personality. You have to be what's behind that, what's aware of the changing of your personality and what can change it. So you're even deeper than what you know yourself to be. So if it's one thing, if you're ever gonna get the most out of life, don't identify with that limited act that you got going on. Everyone's got it going on. It's just a natural part of the phenomenal world. However, you're much deeper than that. You're much more intelligent. You have much more natural potential. Alright, so recognise that. It might be quite a shock. It might be quite a shock to begin with, because when people realise that, they realise, oh wow, I'm actually something really quite special, and I need to be a little bit more responsible, a little bit more wiser, and I need to take it upon myself to use that natural ability for productive purposes for myself and for others. Because ultimately, you can have everything, right? But if the world around you is in absolute pieces, you're not going to be able to enjoy that. Do you know what I mean? Rich people find that out, yeah? In some places, you know what I mean? They work so hard to get all these mansions, and that, but because they live in a scummy area, do you know what I mean? People are trying to nickel their stuff. Do you know what I mean? Just see what I mean? Like, people are trying to rob them, do all sorts, you know, to try and get that. So, do you know what I mean? Like, unless you do productive things for others to make other people's life better, unless you do productive things for your own life, right, it's never going to get any better on the whole, right? Because one, it's not just about you, however your life is about what you do. And I don't know, I don't really know if I could make that any simpler. And just in case you're wondering what that is in the background, that's like a little poster I got, a little meditating guy, and it's all quite funky, to be fair. I quite like it anyway. That's just, I like that kind of whole artistic, you know, to do with spirituality stuff. That's just a bit of me going on. But yeah, so hopefully it maybe gives some insight, maybe gives you a bit of motivation to kick your bum in gear, and you know, understand that you can do more than you know yourself to, but you're never going to do such a thing if you don't start doing it. And until you realise that you're not such a limited thing, you know, and you have a massive potential, and why wouldn't you make the most of that? Now, I'm not going to say that everyone can achieve to certain things, because it's like, some people are not natural born athletes. I'm not. Even though I do personal training and that, I'm not naturally an athlete. Naturally, I'm a bit of a chub. Naturally, I've got a bit of a podgy belly, bit of chubby cheeks. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing particularly special about me in terms of physical performance, physical ability. Do you know what I mean? I just do it because I love it, because it's my thing. Do you know what I mean? It's something that I'm really genuinely interested in. So I've come to terms with the fact I'm never going to be an athlete, right? It's not in my destiny to do so. Do you know what I mean? Whether someone else, no, it might be. It might be. It might be complete. They might be completely made up for doing that. And fair play to them. You know, give them all the help they need. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully they help themselves and achieve such things. Because, you know, life is made for living. So if you don't live it, you're better off dead. You might as well reach for the stars and try and achieve your dreams. Because why wouldn't you want to do such a thing? However, when I say that, right, I would wholly advise people to not do it at the expense of others. A lot of people sell other people out and their environment and that out to try and achieve something. Our society is doing that right here, right now. Selling out nature to try and achieve something that is completely unsustainable. And then it wonders why it's getting all these problems and all these floods and all these natural disasters, and you know, people are being poisoned by the food they eat and all that. You know, I can paint a negative picture. I'm not going to go into that, because, you know, what is positive and what is negative is completely equal. But you have to be aware of that complete equality. So it's neither good or evil, right? It's both in the whole same experience, seamless experience. And it depends which way you want to turn your head. Do you turn it to the negativity? Do you turn it to the positivity? Or, see, this is where I keep mine centred, you know, in the middle, yeah? So I see both sides, yeah? I persevere through the negative, and I appreciate the good. But either way, both come and go. Do you know what I mean? So, because no minute in your life is ever the same. So be like water, sing in the rain. Though things may come, they also go. For they're a lot like you know. So with every moment that may ever pass, perceive you on the side of the greener grass. Little poem for you, but yeah, so just throwing that out there, and I hope everyone has a lovely day. And yeah, thanks for listening. If you watch the video, it's very much appreciated. I appreciate it anyway, because you know, I'm trying my best to put positive messages out there and help people, and make the world a better place. You know, the only way I really know how, which is talking, pretty much. You know, so what they say, words are mightier than the sword. So I like to think it's what I'm relatively good at. So, you know, just doing my best. So I hope you can appreciate such things. Anyway, Have a lovely day now.